Much goodwill. It's fun to head into the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, but it also can be stressful. And if you have fibromyalgia, you have chronic fatigue, it can be really hard on your system. Dr. Petersen is here from Holtorf Medical Group. And what can that do if that hustle and bustle takes a toll?
Well, for people that have chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, it can be really problematic. For the rest of us that have normally functioning adrenal glands, you know, we respond perfectly normally. Our cortisol goes up when we experience some stress. That allows us to have more blood sugar. We feel a little better. But for people that their adrenal glands aren't functioning that well, it's a real problem. They can be really exhausted.
What are the signs? How do you know where your adrenal glands are?
Okay, so
I know it sounds a silly question.
It's not a bad question. They sit just on top of your kidneys. There's one on each side. They're little triangular pieces of tissue. And they produce 3 different kinds of hormones. And they're sort of they do very different things. One of those hormones is in charge of controlling our blood pressure. It responds with a hormone produced by the heart that controls heart rate. Another set of those hormones is in charge of helping our tissue regenerate. And then cortisol is really in charge of immediate response to stress and not having enough blood sugar or energy.
So the more stressed you are, that means you have less sugar in the body? Is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily. No, actually your sugar will go up.
Oh, goes up.
Yeah, what happens is when you experience stress, cortisol goes up, and cortisol causes a thing called gluconeogenesis. It causes us to make a higher blood sugar, which gives us a little bit more energy in that moment so that we can get through that stress. But our adrenals are designed for a short stress, for an immediate stress. They're not designed for a month-long stress or for 6 months of working for a boss you don't like. And that's why it works great for most animals, but for people our stress is not, I just got chased by a predator. For people our stress is, you know, a poor relationship or a job that's going poorly.
And how will I get the money to spend for Christmas this year and get everything done in all the holiday parties? So if you are suffering from chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, what happens to your body then?
Well, if you have that, now your cortisol is low to start with. You're supposed to make about 35 to 40 milligrams of cortisol every day.
Okay.
And these people are probably making 2 to 5. So they're exhausted all the time. And now they're under stress, so they're trying to make more, but they can't. So what little extra they make, they may have a little extra energy in the evening, and then they can't even get out of bed.
I wanted to ask you, instead of going onto a prescription drug for this, do you need a prescription drug if you have these issues? If you're not dealing with the stress and you have a serious problem with your glands, is there a natural way to fix this?
Well, there are some hormones that are available without a prescription, pregnenolone and DHEA, and those are involved in the pathway of cortisol production as well as testosterone and estrogen production. They're not nearly as effective as getting a prescription for either hydrocortisone, which is cortisol, or testosterone or estrogen or progesterone. But it's certainly, you could do that first and see if that helps.
So what you're saying is if you don't want to be stressed and have issues, just get rid of your family and don't have Christmas or Thanksgiving or eat turkey or...
And that's easy
I think
to do.
that's a stress for lots of people. Being lonesome is a stress.
Well, we put symptoms on the screen there, and I know you kind of went through the list. And if you are feeling 1 or 2 of those, I mean, I think that's normal this time of year. If you're feeling a lot of them, then it is time to call Dr. Petersen at the Holtorf Medical Group. They're located in Utah County. We're going to put all their information on our website. Go to 4utah.com, but that's their info right there, and a link to their website will be on ours. And now's a good time to talk about that before, like as we head into all of that holiday
Well, I get stressed thinking about getting stressed, but I'm lucky.
You're in a good place. We're in a good place here.
I like
everybody.
therapy.
Glenn and Emily.
Thanks so much. Hey, coming up next on Midday, we're going to take you live to Dealey Plaza in Dallas.
Yeah, they're getting ready for a moment of silence and other tributes at the exact moment President John F. Kennedy was shot 50 years ago today.